Hi, it's Dr. Nicole.
And Coach Kofia.
And Dion, welcome to Opportunities Over Obstacles.
The podcast where we discuss lessons in motherhood, life,
and business.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, what's up, ladies?
What's
How
good?
are you?
Haven't seen you in a long time. Just kidding.
I know. Now we're into quarter. We're deep. Well, I'm like, we're deep in the quarter too, but we're like a week into it, right?
Yeah.
So
let's talk about these good goals. These good
that
goals.
flew by. That was I think I looked up like, oh, it's really the end of March.
Yeah.
And we
Crazy.
just were talking about New Year's resolutions or whatever people
Right, setting our annual goals in the new year. And yeah.
Super fast.
So what's crazy for me is I don't think I always write down my business goals, but I was like, oh, I had an idea of what I wanted to achieve in other areas, but I didn't really write down other stuff. It was just business stuff. So that's interesting. I think, I'm sorry, my kids are bouncing over my head.
I didn't hear it.
I think the message for me here is that I need to, the same way I take my business goals seriously, I need to be more concrete in other areas. Like, yes, I want to exercise more, drink more water, spend more time with my family. Like, I know them off the top of my head, but I need to get it down, so, and I used to be good at that. Like, I've gotten away from that.
Yeah. So it's like restoring a little more balance. So it's not just the business goals that get all the structured attention.
That's good.
Them business goals. I'm like, we got things we want to do, but the other stuff is important too. It's not just business. And in fact, I'm going to say, if I don't pay attention to the other stuff, then business goals don't mean anything. So there's that.
Well, you said you did 12,000 steps yesterday. I
did 12,000 steps.
I love my paper planners, but this has a thing where each day you track how much water, how many steps, and what were your joy habits for that day.
Ooh.
So here's my issue. I love those books, and I start out strong with them, and then at the end of the year, I'm like, oh, I forgot about this. How do y'all is it that you just keep it visible, like on hand? Like, how do you make sure you're on top of using the books? I have so many cute little journals and notebooks, and I just like them because they're cute. And I'm like, all right, Dion, this is it. But then I slack off.
I think it's like just incorporating, like how we were talking about building. It takes time to build a habit. What did they say? 21 days or something. And I make it something that's pretty that I like. And I keep it in my bag or by my nightstand, and it becomes like a non-negotiable. It's just, it's a decision that it's non-negotiable.
See, my nightstand has too many books, so maybe that's the one issue. Is I have because when I wake up in the morning, like I do have my regular journal, which I don't do it every single day, and I'm even okay with not doing that every day. But it feels like I feel like a kid in a candy store. Like, what do I feel like flipping through today? Like, Nicole, I still have your journal, your boundaries from your live event.
Oh yeah.
I still have that on my nightstand. Like, I don't refer to it every single night, but sometimes I'm like, oh, let me see what's in here. So I need to and y'all can let me know if I'm crazy. Do I need to stick to one thing?
Well, you're doing your devotional, right?
Yeah.
I do my devotional. Sometimes it's just me praying and meditating in the morning. There's a YouTube channel that I listen to. But then sometimes I feel like I need a little bit more meat, and I'll go to one of my like 3 or 4 devotionals on the nightstand. So I have like a little mini bookshelf over there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would. I mean, I think you just find what works for you, and I think it doesn't necessarily have to be a pretty book. I think it's really just the consistency, right? It's just the consistency in doing the thing. And sometimes we add things, or we try to add things that maybe work for other people, but that doesn't work for you.
So, that's a great point. Yeah.
Like it's showing, it's proven that it's like I mean, it just depends. Like, is it stopping you from doing the things that you want to do every day? If it's not stopping you, then why you need to add it?
Touche.
Is it a vanity metric? Yeah, exactly.
Because
I
if
mean,
somebody's doing it, it needs to
and
be
maybe
something
that's
you
the
do.
beauty of it. Like, if I don't feel like doing a thing today, I don't have to,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. And nobody's gonna come knocking on your door like you was supposed to write in the blue journal.
Exactly.
But I am getting better, at least with taking time out before and after. Like, when I first thing in the morning and then before bed, like, I will have that just quiet time. It was a challenge I started where it was 10 minutes of just stillness and quiet. Like,
Yes.
not a device with, background noise or white noise, or I like brown noise, but
Mhm.
just just laying on the floor or on
Yeah.
the bed with just stillness. It was weird at first. I was like, "Oh, let me pull up some audio." And I was like, "Oh, I can't do that." Like, it's
Mm.
Mhm.
right, lights off, and that was the most beautiful thing. I was like, "This is nice."
That is so good,
It is.
Dion.
Mhm.
Yes.
That is really, really. That's
Yeah.
amazing. That's
Yeah.
really dope, dope, dope.
So where are y'all with your so we're in Q2 now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how would you assess how Q1 went for you? Did you have any specific quarter one goals in any area of life? And how did it go for you?
So first of all, I couldn't even find my book or where I wrote these things down, but I did find
Mhm.
it right before we hit play.
Okay.
So that
You
should let you
found it though.
know that
That's all that matters.
I have not referred back to this since I wrote in it what the things were. Um, and I will say that no, I did not. So like one of my goals is around insurance. And I didn't do any of
Hmm.
that. The other one is around my business with my contracts with the state, which I am doing. I have
Yes, on
um,
and popping.
Yay.
worked with families. I think I'm at like 10 families, 10 or 11 families. And the goal says for the year 24. So I'm on my way.
Okay.
Um,
And
the
for
next,
insurance, you put in the outcome might not have been there, but you put the work in a lot of ways.
um,
Some of the work.
no, I didn't put any of the work over in this one.
Well,
Like,
maybe that was cute. There was one of them quarters where you did something. I
oh,
remember.
yeah. What was I? I mean, I was calling people, but like, I haven't done it consistently for the
Okay.
insurance stuff.
Okay.
Like, I
Okay.
know I haven't done it
Hmm.
consistently. The other thing I think I had was, I have studied producing videos on my YouTube channel. The first 2 months, I think I did really well, and then
Hmm.
I fell off in March. It was like, I don't know what's going on.
Hmm.
So, and I think part of that is just not having a system to like review the goals. I
Okay.
think
Mm.
last year I was a part of a group that you turned me
Mm.
into, and so it was always in my face, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And so and I was meeting with that a group, a triad every single week. So it was like the goals was forefront, and so I think I think Dion said, okay, what is that causing me to determine, like based on where I am now? It's like I really need that or enjoy or thrive best on the accountability portion.
Mm. Okay.
And so
Okay.
having that
Yes.
Yes.
implemented.
I'm definitely a
Um,
community person, so I relate.
and I've been thinking that too. I'm like trying to figure out there's so many options for communities as it relates to like business stuff.
Mhm.
And so just trying to figure out what would be the best one for where I want to go, what I want to do. The health ones, I've been consistent with the health. I'm doing a challenge outside of like by myself, and then I'm incorporating the girls in that. And so they've lost they look smaller, so they are
Oh my gosh.
Aw.
so
That is awesome.
and then it's some other just like prayer stuff, and um I don't know if you heard her sneeze, but she's not feeling good, so she's in the background. But
Mhm.
Oh.
um yeah, so I think that's my update. It's just incorporating the accountability is going to help me to be more consistent for the remainder of this year. Um and I think I'll go back and just review what I want to focus on for the rest of the year too. So
That's good. So, I
yeah.
mean, we should totally do I know we talked about CEO days. We could,
Yeah.
do a virtual CEO day.
I think that
Mhm.
would be good.
Mhm. Yep. See, because
Mhm.
content is also a big part of for all of us of what we
Mhm.
do.
Yep.
And I know a lot of, content requires creativity. You need that space, you need that time. So that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Y'all
Agree.
know I was about to go to a content day. Remember what was it last December with
Yeah, you
Deeper
did
Than
mention
the
that.
Brand?
Yep. Deeper than the brain.
It was just because it was my birthday weekend. So
He was like, let me just.
I want accountability, but it's my birthday, so, Listen, I ain't mad. That's your birthday.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think that would be good for us to do. That would be really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
What
I
about
will
y'all?
set that up.
Wait, Nicole. I don't think Nicole shared.
So it's interesting because as you were talking, I was thinking about, like, we both do the annual clarity retreat, and
Yes.
it's this community, and it's about reviewing your year, setting new goals and words and all that stuff for the next year. And then they talk about different types of goals. And I realized I tend to be a very process goal person.
Hmm.
Like, yes, I have the numbers I want as far as dollars and cents, but it's like it's more about me maybe it's consistently engaging in a process
Mm-hmm.
that's how I tend to work. So I had three areas. One, it was business, it was what I wanted in my spiritual life, and it was what I wanted in my relationship life. Like
Mm-hmm.
specific. Well, this quarter it was about my kids.
Okay.
So I remember I told you I wanted to support each of them on um a thing, their thing. So for my
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
youngest daughter is making her lemonades. She's been selling her lemonades and that's been her thing. And my mom bought her this whole kit, the cooler, the cup, all the stuff that she needs.
Cute.
So yeah, and they're going to be going out and selling different vending events. So my thing is like supporting her with testing the different recipes and like the setup and stuff like that. And then my oldest daughter, so we got to work on that. We set up an area upstairs, and so we've started. We probably need to nail a few things down, but they're kids. But like as far as now that the weather's better, where to go. With
Mhm.
my oldest, she wanted to get her babysitter's license. So I've been trying to help structure her. Okay, where do you need? I want you to research 5 options for where to get your CPR training. Or are there, because I think I did do it. I got a babysitter's license when I was younger. So
I
like
didn't know
where
that was
can
a
you get?
thing. I was like,
Yes.
babysitter's license.
It's just, I was just babysitting friends but it was like, it was like, I have a babysitter's license. So,
Wow.
not that it's anything that like, you're not doing FBI background checks, but I guess it helps them to know the ins
Mhm.
and outs of babysitting. So with her, it's really been me like, I was thinking about this, like taking away electronics and making sure there's a space for her to really, you say you want to do this, how can we support you? But we know as the parents, we know conditions that help people succeed. So I have to put her in those conditions. Like, you're going to get off this tablet. We're going to sit here. You're going to be at the computer. You're going to have your notebook. Like, so that's been my,
Mhm.
maybe kind of what you were saying, coaching as a parent.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Nice.
that's kind of been that. And then business wise, I won't, what I said, I'd had some business successes in Q1
Mm-hmm.
with help building my membership, increasing that, um, doing my, what do we call them, events like my workshop, my challenge,
Mm-hmm.
and signing a boutique client and trying to
Yes.
find other ones. So I don't know, I didn't have it written for Q1. Maybe I should do that for Q2. The exact number of boutique and membership
Mhm.
clients I
Yeah.
want to sign. Yeah.
That'll
I
be
I
good.
didn't
love
do
that.
that, but I did get some. So I
Yeah,
think
I think I'm sorry.
no, I was saying I think in that area I want to be more specific.
Yeah. The goals, and I think and I'm guilty of this too, and
Mm-hmm.
I know how to break down I used to do goal mapping, so I know, like, how to take the big goals and then break it down into, like, quarters, month, week, like, I know how to do that, I just haven't. Like, I used to teach that all the time. But that's really good though to break it down so it's more tangible because sometimes we're looking at it like in the quarter and you're like, what does that mean? Like here and now. So
Yeah.
I love that you said that.
Well, in that community we're in, they help you to put it in quarters and buckets. Remember that, Kofi? Like
Yes, that was so
and
dope.
like what has to happen in each bucket
Yeah.
for it to come about.
And
Y'all
I
gonna
think
have
I
me look
might
that
look
place up.
into rejoining that because like I said, like that whole the way it was structured and the accountability that provided, I think will be really good for me. So yeah, I was like, oh, I don't know, maybe I don't want to do it, but I'm seeing that. Okay, no, I really like the focus of it. Like I really like the focus and the consistency of okay, we meeting every single Thursday, blah 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 blah. Like let's do this. So
yes.
Okay.
So yeah, okay, look at us. All right, so takeaways.
Nice.
Dion, did you? So what were your? Did you?
I thought she went first. No.
Oh,
what's that? Well, I mean, I talked about my personal ones. I mean, the business stuff. Honestly, this job opportunity that landed in my lap. It's kind of, and I was thinking about that yesterday because I had a free day, so I was just like sitting on the couch doing some content, and I'm like, this feels good to get back to like my business, right? Like doing the things that I've been putting off. So I'm going to revisit my goals, but I don't think. Let's see. Looking at numbers wise, I'm almost at a quarter of what I should have made in Q1. Almost at a quarter. I also need to, and this is back to Kofie's point of like trying to figure out what community. I feel like I that's the missing piece for me. But I need to figure out what type of community and what type of guidance I need. Because when I look at my goals, I have I have so many things that I offer. So I'm wondering if that's a part of it is that I'm spending so much energy on so many different things, and maybe I need to focus on a couple things and kind of knock those out the park. But I mean, numbers wise, I'm good. I have some speaking engagements coming up. I upped the number of speaking engagements for this year.
That's great.
So I have 2 coming up this summer and 2 possible ones in the fall. So yeah, when we do our CEO day, I'm going to focus on like identifying like what are the stages because that's really, and for me that's just an easy lift. I'm like, oh, I can come for a certain amount of time and it's fun.
Yes,
It's
you
a
get to
good way
go
to
somewhere.
yeah, get to go somewhere. It's a good way to get other more clients. So I think that's going to be my focus. Spiritually, I feel like I'm getting closer to my goal in terms of carving out more time, intentional time for prayer. Health wise, it's coming. Relationship wise, in terms of like kids, hubby, um, those are actually coming along really good because we did a family. Did I tell y'all we did this? We did our family goals session back in, I don't know if
I
it's
think
December or January.
okay.
Yeah, so we have our goals in the kitchen on the board. So it's like we're going to walk as a family, certain this many times a week. They came up with these, by the way. This wasn't even because we do our weekly meetings. So it's like we're going to exercise together. We're going to cook together. We are going to put away our devices when it's time to eat, little things like that. So, as a family, that's really cool to see too. And it's exciting to see the kids come up with their own stuff.
I love that, getting them into the habit in the
Yes,
process.
that's so good. That's so good. The girls have their goals on the refrigerator. One of them is like grow plants. I just was like, yes, baby, you were in the right spot for that.
You have your plant mom, and
but yeah, I love it. I love it that we're including our kids in the goals. Like that seems very consistent for all of us. Like we are about this raising kids that like thrive, and so I
yeah. Because
sure.
it's wild out in these streets in society because the influences that are out there, I'm just like, I'm beyond shocked now. I think I'm kind of numbed. Like I used to be, especially when I moved back to the States, like just so, I was in a culture shock. Now it's just like, oh yeah, another booty shaking, another.
Right.
Yeah. It's a little bit, and people always tell me all the time, like, "Ooh, I don't know how you do it. I'm so glad my kids are grown because it's different. It's
It's a
real
different world.
different."
It's a different world. That is
Yeah.
for sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. All right, so
Okay.
Q1 goals. So what can we do to motivate the people? Like, all right, say if Q1 went down, you never even thought about your goals or you
Mhm.
strayed far from them. Like what do we all need to do to
Um,
come back to what we want?
I think kinda like what we were saying at the top, about me and my 1,000 books on the side of my bed, like, it's nice to have goals because I feel like y'all know I'm big on planning.
Mhm.
That's always like a guiding kind of compass. But like
Mhm.
give yourself some grace. Like your goals are just a guide. And if you don't meet them, that's fine. They can be very fluid, life happens. So and looking back at the previous year, I didn't think I was kind of beating myself up, like, oh, I didn't, do this in my business. And I was like, I kind of killed it without even, so the goals are nice, but it's not the end all be all for me. So
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm.
That's good.
Yeah.
I think I just reflecting, just making time for reflection and connecting with other people, getting accountability, and ultimately knowing what works for you. Like just to
Mhm.
piggyback that, knowing what works for you and just applying that to your life. Like don't compare yourself to everybody else. Just see what works for them. And if you're trying to find something that works for you, then try those different things and then go with the one that works.
Yes, yes. I love that. And your goals should be aligned with you. Like, I
Yeah.
think you should always have goals, but you probably just need to readjust them. A
Yeah.
goal could just be, to really gain clarity about what you want for yourself.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that you're always just aligned. Like, yeah, so it doesn't feel like you're chasing an outside expectation,
Right.
more like what you want for yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your race, your pace.
Yes, yes, yes,
Get
yes.
it.
That is it. What was it, Kofi? You
Oh, you
wait.
get to, yeah, everything. And I know I got this from Dr. Eric Thomas. I thought I was gonna say Myron, but it wasn't.
That doesn't sound like a Myron
It's
kind
not.
of yeah.
It's Dr. Eric Thomas. He's a hip hop preacher, and he's the one that got me to focus on you don't gotta do anything. You don't gotta get up. You don't gotta
Mhm.
work. You don't gotta take care of your kids. None of that because it's a choice. You get to.
Yes,
And when you
Mhm.
yes,
change the words that you say, you change how you see it. That's Myron though. But you literally like you see it differently when you say I get to.
Mhm.
You think of it as a privilege because it is. So
yes. And
so true.
Tony Robbins too.
Does
He
he say it
always is
too?
like what you get, like you want, it's like life is working for you versus working,
To you or happening to you.
happening to
Yeah,
you.
that's
Mhm.
good. Yep.
Yeah.
Just
So
a slight shift in even just a little word. Got to get. It's
mhm.
just the E in the middle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just shift it.
Man, I feel sorry for the people that are around us because I know I get on people's nerves. They're like, here you go with this positivity. I'm like, it's my own
Oh,
medicine because if I go
listen.
into a negative state, I can't function.
Right.
Mhm.
So
Even the kids too. Avery will be like, "Mom, that doesn't sound like a growth mindset." Like she'll tell me and I'm like, "All right, girl.
girl, if you
I
don't
guess
get
it's working. I guess
Right.
it's working."
Facts. Facts. Okay,
Ah,
well, ladies, I'll see you on the next episode.
okie
yes, and
doke.
let's kill it in Q2.
Let's go.
Awesome.
Let's get it.
Yes.
Take care, y'all.
All right.
Bye.